Hello and welcome to Professor Kev Show. I got my brother Rehan with us from Sups. Good afternoon, my friend. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
So,
Glad to be here.
great, let's just jump right in. Tell us about your company. What do you do?
Yeah, for sure. So my company is called Sups, and we're an AI college counselor for high school students. What we do is we notice that in the US, especially and even outside of the US, the quality of school counselors is pretty low, and the counselor to student ratio is very low. So basically, there's like 400, 500 students for a counselor. So the quality of help is very low when it comes to like just preparing themselves to get into college. And at the same time, private consultants are very expensive. They start at 300, 400 an hour here in the US. And even outside of the US, they're very expensive packages in the several of thousands of dollars. So what we're building is an AI college counselor that can guide students at less than $30 a month. So it's super affordable and super high quality. And we're hoping to basically emulate the college counseling process using AI and being super scalable. So we help high school kids out, kind of get into college and just help them brainstorm projects and things like that while they're in high school.
So walk me through it. So I'm trying to determine where I want to go to school and maybe even what my major is. Does it like ask me questions that kind of put me in that right direction?
Yeah. Yeah, great question. So it's not actually just like a chat bot. So what it is you basically sign into the platform and it's www.sups.ai. And as soon as you log in, you're greeted with something that's very similar to the Common App. So if you've ever looked at the Common App interface, it's like the interface that students use to apply to college. So picture like a blend between like an interactive Google Docs, a little bit of the Common App interface, and then kind of like comments on the side. And if you think about how you work with a school counselor on college apps right now, basically the way it works is a counselor will look at your Common App profile, and then you will write your essays on a separate Google Doc, and they'll comment on that Google Doc and be like, hey, like this is how you can improve your essays. And then they'll also do the same thing for your activity section or your resume. They'll comment on that Word document or they'll respond to like an email thread with like their feedback. So what we've done is we've taken all those different platforms, Common App, Google Docs, email, whatever it is, put it into one area. And now you get comments directly on your application, kind of like an advisor would comment. So a student just signs up and they can start off for free. We have a free plan that's actually super popular. In the past 4 months, about 9,500 students used our free plan. So pretty popular. Only about 45% of them were American students. So a lot of people from countries like Liberia, Rwanda, Korea, Australia. Our two biggest countries after the US were Mongolia and India. And so a lot of students, you can just sign up and it's very similar to how you would prepare your application normally. The only difference is now there's a lot of AI advice being given on your application as well. And there's guiding questions and you can even talk to the AI advisor and, comment stuff on your application like, hey, what should I do here? And it'll respond to you. How can I make this essay better? It'll respond to you. And you just write your full materials kind of inside the platform right now. That's how you get started, basically.
So then I take this and I use it to apply to the colleges I want to go to. Does it suggest schools that may be appropriate?
Yep.
I want to have.
Yeah. Yeah. So the flow kind of is a student comes in. They would add the schools they know they're going to apply to. And then we recommend, and then they fill out a background section that includes like they upload a resume and they might fill out more questions that are specific to themselves. We have like 6 or 7 questions, kind of just trying to understand what the student does. And then we use that background section and we match the student to more schools. And we kind of recommend like, hey, these are some schools that you also might want to apply to. They can easily add those to their list. And then once they click into any school, they'll see all the materials they need to submit for that school, and they'll be able to write their materials right there in the platform and get feedback in real time as they're writing their application. So that's what exists currently. And I think the longer term vision is just to become an all-in-one advisor that they log into their second or third year of high school. They can brainstorm project ideas and things like that, and then get matched to schools and then continue the process as you can right now.
I have a question that might be mean, but I'll ask it. Now, what if I'm trying to apply for schools that maybe my background doesn't fit? Will it tell me that like, Cav, I'm sorry, you're not getting into that. Your chance of getting that school is low. Will
Yeah, exactly.
it feedback?
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. So right now, if you try adding a school that we, based on your background, think is a bad fit, we'll let you know. We'll be like, hey, this is a reach school. And what that means is like, you're probably reaching if you try to apply to it. We're obviously never going to tell a student, hey, don't apply,
Yeah.
but we're going to tell you like your likelihood of, this getting into the school is low. You might want to add some more target schools that are more within your range. And it's kind of like a very advice-driven platform, but something that I'd like to make like a distinction is we will never write any materials for you. So like some students might go into ChatGPT and be like, hey, write me an essay. Ours is very advice driven. And if you try saying like, hey, can you write this paragraph for me? Our model will come back and say, no, like we are here to purely give advice. We will not write anything for you. We might help with like wording suggestions and things like that, but the advisor draws a very hard line, the way we've trained it, at writing anything consequential that's more than like a few words.
So crystal ball time, you kind of told me a little bit. What's the future hold for the platform?
Yeah. So we want to become kind of this all-in-one advisor just for high school students. So kind of a platform that they can log into as like a freshman or sophomore in high school and just maybe even brainstorm what classes they should be taking in high school, brainstorm what activities they should be doing. And we're already building features like that where basically once you enter in your background, if you specify that you're a freshman or sophomore, we'll start giving you just like little like tidbits of like, hey, maybe you should participate in this high school program, or like maybe you should get an internship here, or kind of small suggestions like that. We kind of want to be this all-in-one advisor, the same way a counselor should be for a student, but really isn't in most public schools and most, like low-income areas. That we would just want to hold the hands of students and give very personalized feedback throughout high school and just get them ready for that college journey. So that's kind of the longer term future is we want to become a platform that sticks with students for at least 3 to 4 years while they're in high school. And then maybe at that point, we'll go even into the first year of college and hold their hands for longer. But that's at least the next year and a half is what we want. And we just really, I mentioned we had about 10,000 total students on our platform in the past 5-6 months, and we only launched 8 months ago. So the goal is to get 100,000 students in the next 8 months. So, that's what we'll be chasing.
So how can people reach out to if they want to learn more, my friend?
Yeah, for sure. So just checking out our website on, www.sups.ai, SUPS, and you can, get in contact with us through there. That's a great way. And also sups_AI, you'll find us on Instagram as well. And that's we have about 8,000 followers on Instagram. Those are like the best ways to get in touch. And really, we're looking for basically any students that might be interested, parents that have kids that might be interested in using the platform, or people that are connected to, there's like schooling professionals, government professionals in education that might be interested. Anyone that can also spread our mission internationally as well, because we're in about 138 countries right now, which is a lot. But of course, we have a small presence in a lot of them. So really just getting this tool to a lot of international students that can benefit is another big thing. So really just, if you're a student, checking it out. If you're a parent, seeing if it's a good fit for your kids, maybe checking it out, telling your friends about it, and then connecting us with anyone in the education industry that might be passionate about affordable college help is really just the best way to help us out.
Awesome. All right. I appreciate you taking a couple minutes to call into the show, my friend. And as always, thanks for being my friend.
Of course. Yeah. Thank you so much. Great to meet you and great to be here.
Thank you, you too.